Let's get to it. The word of the day, and it don't even matter that ain't nobody in here because I'm going to post this video either way. The word of the day is distraction. Distraction. Something that takes... Hold on, baby. You about to go and about to run straight into me. See what I mean? Distraction. She was distracted by something that she almost didn't see. She was ready to reverse into me. We're going to talk about distractions because yesterday I got distracted. Yesterday I didn't follow my normal routine. I didn't follow my schedule that I created for myself. And because of that, it put me in a different headspace yesterday. A headspace that I don't like. I don't like being there. And it's been a while since I've been in that headspace. That headspace is the reason why I stopped smoking, why I stopped drinking. Because I don't like feeling like an emotional fuck up. Yeah, I like that word for it. I don't like feeling like an emotional fuck up. Like something I'm doing is wrong, or something that I'm feeling is wrong. So, yesterday I didn't go to the gym. Yesterday I caught myself eating a bunch of bullshit. Like a bunch of bullshit. Yesterday, I reached out to a person I had no business reaching out to. What's up, gang? I was not okay yesterday because I was distracted. I was distracted. I allowed myself to get back into a headspace, a mental space that I fought so hard to get out of. Like, for somebody like me, somebody who came from a drug-addicted mother, somebody who came from a father who wasn't in the home, but I always had my dad, don't get me wrong. You're out of pocket. Tyler Laddett, is so easy to get lost. It's so easy to get caught up in emotions and mental disclarity. Like, yesterday, I saw myself in a space that I fought and I fight for every day to get out of. Because I allowed a thought. Good morning. I allowed a thought to get into my head. And when that thought got into my head, it threw my whole day off. I don't know. I don't know what any of that has to do with anything. Good morning, Derek. Kush boy, I don't know. I really don't know. This is how they be doing over here. I don't know what they be talking about. But I'm talking about something, and I need y'all to hear me. And don't pay attention to the people, the craziness in the chat, and people talking wild and all that other stuff. I have way more respect for myself to get on here. I don't know what type of people they be watching on YouTube, but I'm not one of them. You feel what I'm saying? I literally, exactly. So that's why this morning I got up. Before getting on social media, I prayed. Because I realized how much yesterday I almost put myself back into a spiral of downward spiral where everything could have went real bad. You feel what I'm saying? I could have easily backtraced and went into a very negative space. And instead of me doing that, I rose above it. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go to sleep early. And I went to bed early last night. And I prayed before I went to bed. And I prayed when I woke up this morning. Because I refuse to be the person I was last year, which was a miserable person, which was a person who had no self-respect, which was a person who literally I didn't love myself. Let's be real. So I allowed the craziest shit to happen. You feel what I'm saying? I got a beast between the what? What? And the what? Yeah, I don't know what that's talking about either. I have no clue what they're talking about. But if you're in here, do me a favor, go like the live. Let's run up the likes. Let's try to get at least 10 likes on here. But God had, it did. It really set me back to where I needed to be, because yesterday, I put myself in a negative spot. Not even a negative spot. I put myself in a emotionally damaging position, where I allowed myself to run back to a situation that I know is crazy toxic and not for me. Yet I yearned for that situation. I wanted that situation because I just wanted to feel good. And I failed to realize the whole reason why I'm celibate now, and the whole reason why I'm sober now, is because I need things to feel good naturally. You feel what I'm saying? God is good all the time, and all the time that God is good. And I stand on that. You feel me? I stand on that. I stand on without prayer, without God in your life, you're going to go through some uphill battles. And those battles are going to be even more challenging than what they are presented to you. When you let it go and put it in God's hands, I promise you every time it gets better. Because, baby, anybody can be distracted. Again, the word of the day is distractions. And anybody can get distracted, but it's up to you. Because only you can put your focus back where it needs to be. And sometimes you need a little help. And instead of looking out into the world for material help or for so-called friends or family to help, how about you look to God? How about you raise your hands to the sky? How about you put your hands in a prayer form? How about you just get down on your knees and you just thank God and you ask God and you pray to God and you say, God, what do I need to do? How do I become a better person? And when I say God, I mean any God that you praise. Because I'm for all religions. Exactly. What's the saying? God only gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers. That is the truth in every which way, shape, or form. You feel what I'm saying? Exactly. Listen, and Tyler, that's the funny that you said that, right? Because I used to be one of them people who literally, I had to have some kind of attention, right? I craved attention from other people. I wanted everybody else to be the ones that give me attention instead of paying attention to myself, instead of loving on myself and respecting myself. So I allowed so much crazy shit to happen to me. I allowed bullshit in my life. I allowed people to disrespect me. I allowed people to not support me in a way that I supported them. You feel what I'm saying? I had to literally step back, love myself, and still learning to love myself, because don't get me wrong, there are days where I fall short. There are days where I fall back into the trap of distraction. Because I don't claim it, but let somebody tell it I got ADHD. I'm easily distracted. Whatever. I don't claim that. Because once I focus, I focus. Once it's me, it's me. Once I'm in there, and there's nothing nobody can tell me. So the fact that I get up every day, like I said, I'm on my way to the gym right now. I get up every day and go to the gym because I want to. So yesterday when I did not go to the gym, it's because I didn't want to. So I ended up having a bad day. But the reason why I had a bad day is because I didn't set the tone for my day. I didn't tell myself today is a day to be a better person. Because every morning when you wake up, you got to tell yourself, today is a new day. Today is a new day for me to be a better person than I was yesterday. That part, Tyler. Self-respect will help you understand that you don't need the attention from anybody to be loved. Only thing that needs to be loved is you and God. God gonna love you regardless because he created you. But it's harder for you to love you when you don't understand what self-love is and self-respect. So today is a new day to make a better version of yourself. Yesterday was cool. Make today better. You feel what I'm saying? So when I woke up today, I ain't pick up my phone. Nah, I picked up my mantra, which is in 2 years, I'm gonna have $10 million. I'm gonna have a successful podcast, and I'm willing to use my all and my spare time to make it happen. I said my mantra. I got in the shower. In the shower, I said my mantra, and I said today is gonna be a better day because I claim it so. Nobody is going to make me feel like I am less than today. Nobody is going to make me feel like I am not worthy today because I know what I'm worthy of. I'm worthy of love. Whether it's self-love or love from other people, I am worthy of love. I am worthy of respect. You feel what I'm saying? Too many people have less than... That's not what I'm trying to say. Hold on. Let me get my words. Too many people are incapable of understanding self-taught love and self-taught respect. You feel what I'm saying? Too many people, what time is it? As long as I'm in there by 7:30, I'm going to give y'all 12 more minutes and I'm going into this gym. Too many people don't understand, for one, you can go through the world with the most money. You can go through the world with the designer clothes. You can go through the world with material things. But even the richest people can be miserable. And we see that every single day when we see these celebrities who are committing suicide, or these celebrities who are constantly on every type of drug in a book. That is not self-love. You can have $1 million and it don't mean you love yourself. It don't mean you have respect for yourself. So people got to understand, it is very easy to get distracted from that self-love. It is very easy for you to get lost in a world of materialism when you should be focused on being you, loving you. Are they coming for the church or are they coming for the gym? Like it's about to be a lot of people pulling in. I don't know, they coming for the church. Tyler, I appreciate you. I appreciate anybody who comes in just to hear me, you know, because all I want to do is help the next person. Because I'm still fighting. I'm still out here every day challenging myself to be a better person than I was yesterday. And some days I fall short. Yesterday was a day that I fell short. But then I woke up this morning and I said I won't have another day like that. I refuse to have another day like that. I want to make the best of my day today. So in order for me to do that, I got to get back to my routine. My routine is going to the gym, working out for 2 hours, getting by, you feel what I'm saying? Drinking more water. Because yesterday, I think I only drank a bottle of water, and that's so unlike me. Like, I drink like 10 bottles of water a day. So I think that was another reason why I was sluggish and I was feeling as bad as I was feeling. And I reached out to somebody who I will honestly say I had no business reaching out to. And that person is someone who is detrimental to me. Because that person doesn't respect me. You feel what I'm saying? That person doesn't have the same kind of love that I have for them. So the fact that I even reached out to that person just goes to show that I was distracted enough to allow myself to almost fall short again. I can't do that. I can't be that person again. That person was miserable. That person was unhappy. That person lacked self-respect, self-love. And I just refuse to be that person again. So I'm going to finish up my C4. I got my water. We're going to get this gym life cracking. That's right. And that's the one thing I love about myself is I can admit that I fall short sometimes, right? But I know how to pick myself back up because I'm human. So I'm going to fall short sometimes. There are going to be some days I make mistakes. There are going to be some days that I'm angry. There's going to be days that I'm sad. But I can't dwell in it for days at a time. Satan is always there to get us off track. You ain't never lied. And baby, he almost had me yesterday. He almost had me, y'all. He had me at such a standpoint that I thought that I was going to spiral out. I felt like I was going to spiral out. I was like, oh my God, you know, what is happening? Why am I in this space again? Why am I feeling like this again? I don't want to feel like this again. So I had to put myself to sleep. I had to put myself to sleep and say, tomorrow is going to be a new day. When I wake up in the morning, it's going to be a new day. And the good thing is, because I don't smoke anymore, because I'm sober, it's so easy for me to fall asleep now. And it's so easy for me to sleep better now. Like, I sleep throughout the nights. You feel what I'm saying? Chaos, yesterday was such a bad day for me. And it was a bad day because I let it be a bad day. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what I need to do to improve myself or to improve my mental. And the first thing I need to do is go to the gym. Because the gym for me is not just me like trying to lose weight. The gym for me is a mental, I get in there and I get to clear my head. You feel what I'm saying? I get in there and I get on the machines. I feel the pain over anything. So that pain is what distracts me from every mental thought that I'm having. So by the time I leave there, my body is like, but my mind is like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, my body's screaming at me, but my mind is calm. And it's like, I love that. I love that feeling. I love being able to say, you know what? I'm okay. Because there was a point in my life, and it's not a regret, because I had to learn from this experience. But there was a point in my life where when I felt some way, instead of me working out or meditating, the first thing I would do is jump on the internet. And I'm telling everybody my fucking business. I mean, everybody's in my fucking business. I had to break out of that. And it feels damn good that now, like when I'm going through personal shit, I'm not on the internet with it. I don't go run to TikTok and tell TikTok, oh, this happened, that happened. I'm not on Facebook writing long paragraphs, cussing somebody out. That I can honestly say is the best part about my progress is I don't rely on the internet or anyone on the internet to give me clarity or to be my yes man. Because at the end of the day, I know what I'm going through. Nobody else knows what I'm going through. Nobody else feels what I feel. Nobody else has been in my shoes. So I can't expect anyone else to understand it, to help me and guide me through it, because who gonna help me when they don't even know what's going on? And I don't know, but it felt like every time, like as I go back and look at this stuff now, every time I was telling the story or telling people about what I was going through, I was telling it one-sided. You feel what I'm saying? I was never putting out the full story. So, of course, people had their opinions and people said things, and it's so toxic. Oh my God. I tell people all the time, drama and sex is going to sell, but it doesn't mean that you have to engage. You don't have to be a part of it. And baby, I was big on drama. They used to call me the queen of controversy. Oh my God. I despise that name now. The queen of fucking controversy. Like, but because what people don't understand is in that time, I was so fucking miserable. Like, I didn't care about myself. I wanted everybody to be just as mad, just as upset, just as angry as I fucking was, instead of trying to find a way to deal with those emotions that I was dealing with in a more Yeah, oh, no disrespect taken. I get that. You feel what I'm saying? It took for me to have a very traumatic experience for me to learn that I'm quick to engage in drama. I'm quick to want to put the bullshit out there. Like, it took for me to lose someone because I couldn't avoid being in the fucking drama. Like, this person kept trying to tell me, like, yo, I love you, I care about you, but you don't want to change. You keep doing the same shit. Like, you thrive off of this attention. Like, you thrive off of this energy, this negative energy. And I would tell him, I'm not negative. No, I'm not. That's not what it is. Not listening to him and heeding to what he's saying. And then when he started really pulling away from me, and I gave it the one last hoorah, here goes some more drama. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not sorry about it anymore, because at the end of the day, even though me and that person no longer deal with each other, I've learned so much from him that now, like, if you would have asked me like 5 months ago, I would have told you, oh, I hate him. I hate where we are. Now it's more so, I thank him. You feel what I'm saying? I should have listened to you sooner, but because I couldn't listen to you sooner because I was in my own way, now that I'm able to step out of that, take those rose-colored glasses off, I can see what you were trying to explain to me, and I can see what you mean by what you said. So now, when I'm going through personal shit, I don't have nobody to reach out to, so I talk to myself. I will go in my journal and I will write it out. And that was the thing. I never had that mutual respect for him. And it's crazy because I would love bomb the fuck out of him. I'd be like, but I love you. Nobody's going to love you more than me. That is so toxic as fuck, because it doesn't matter if you say how much you say you love somebody when your actions keep proving otherwise. Like, I can't keep telling you I love you, and then the first moment me and you get into an argument, the first thing I do is go online and bash you. That's not respect. That's not love. That's manipulation. And it took me so long to understand what he meant by that. Like, I was literally trying to manipulate him into believing that my love was better for him than anybody else, despite the fact that I was toxic as fuck. And I had to admit, and I had to finally learn that I was toxic as fuck. And I couldn't blame him for that, because that was something I learned way before him. Granted, he'd been around a very long time. He'd been around for 18 years. But it wasn't because of him. It was because of my lifestyle and how I grew up. And I never seen a non-toxic love. You feel what I'm saying? My mom was a drug addict for most of my life. She got clean after I had my children. So for most of my life, I dealt with a mother who never really committed to a single man, for one, because I had a bunch of unks and I ain't even gonna tell you how many men I saw in and out of my mama's house. I ain't calling my mama a whore or nothing, but damn, she was active. Now, mind you, half of those situations lasted a long time, and more than half of them was proposing to her. But the point was, I never for myself seen what a healthy love environment should be. So the fact that I was love bombing him, trying to make it seem like he had to love me because I loved him. Oh man, I was toxic, and I can wholeheartedly admit that now. And that's why I be seeing him now, and because I follow him on YouTube, and he goes live sometime, and I'll peep in. And granted, I know he's not going to talk to me. I know he's not going to say shit to me. He's going to ignore the fuck out of me, and I get it. Trust me, I get it. I understand. I deserve it. But I'll see him, and I see he looks good. He looks healthy. You feel what I'm saying? His skin is glowing. He's smiling bigger. And it's like, damn, obviously whoever he with now is giving him the kind of love he deserves. So if I can truly say that I've ever loved him, I have to fall back and let that love be what it is, because at the end of the day, the love I had for him, it wasn't doing that effect. You feel what I'm saying? He was not And I love to brag. I used to love to brag about shit. Oh, I did this, I did that. You was doing all of that and he wasn't happy. So you saying that to say what? You feel what I'm saying? So I had to literally fall back myself and say, yo, this ain't it, Key. You can't tell somebody you love them. See, because I don't like pointing blame, but I do feel like, with him at one point in time, like I said, we were best friends. I feel like when he noticed that my feelings were growing for him, he kind of did shut off a little bit as far as emotions. But then again, it wasn't his fault because, like I said, the moment shit went bad, the first thing I did was go on the internet and bash. So I didn't create a safe space for his emotions. So I couldn't blame him for shutting me off from said emotions. Because the moment he did try to, open up to me a little bit, I threw it in his face. Smacked him back at it. Oh, but you said you love me. Bam! Smacked him back at it. Like, I was horrible about that. I gotta, be honest. And then when it comes to us black women, and I'm gonna say this, when it comes to most women, but I'm gonna say this, and I don't care who feels away when they hear this, but when it comes to us black women, we always say we love our black men. We want our black men to be protected. We want our black, you know what I'm saying? We always say that, but when it comes to the actions of it, we don't protect their feelings and we don't respect their feelings. I was one of those people where, like I said, he would open up to me. He'd try to express himself to me, and and make himself vulnerable, and instead of me holding him dear, and instead of me protecting that, I would use it against him as ammo. And that's what us black women tend to do the most. His feelings, his emotions, his opening up should not be ammo for you to get what you want out of the situation. That was my biggest flaw. And I can wholeheartedly admit that now. It took me so long to understand that. But I get it. And I respect it. I don't want him, my future husband, I want him to understand that I know what it's like to have someone that you trust and you put your trust into and open up to them, and then that person steps on it. Or that person just shits all over your trust. Like, I'm proud to say that the next man I be with, he will be safe. I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to use your feelings as ammo. And chaos, when I tell you, I didn't recognize that. I didn't recognize that. I didn't understand, and I'm getting a little emotional because I have a son. I have a son. My son is fully blown, full black. I don't want my son to grow up and feel like his feelings or his emotions is invalid because mommy don't know how to respect a man's emotions. Like my kid's father. Me and him are not together, but we co-parent. And there are some days where I had to remind myself, even though this man when he had me, he wasn't treating me right. He ain't love me right. But at the same time, right? This is how toxic I was. I had a whole man over here that I was in love with. Like, I was already in love with, yet I created a life with my kid's father while being in love with this other man. Like, I wasn't right for that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong, I loved my kid's dad, but when it came down to choice, I chose my kid's dad over the person that I was in love with. And I know that's like, how? If you was in love with this person, how you choose your kid's dad? Because my kid's dad gave me something that the person I was in love with wasn't ready to give me. Until I found out he wasn't either. So I just got karma. You know what I'm saying? I got karma. I'm over here chasing you while I got him, but the whole time he chasing everybody else. Like, it was a toxic situation altogether. So now that I'm finally more mature and more grown up about it, I can honestly sit here and say, I know why homie left me alone. I know why homie don't want nothing to do with me, and I understand it and I respect it. I know why me and my kid's father won't work out. Because regardless of how he feels now, and he does feel like he's a changed person, he does feel like he would love me better now, but the damage is already done. And I'm not talking about the damage he did to me. I'm talking about the damage I impended on him, because he's always going to feel like that other person, the one that he knows that I'm in love with, is always going to be in the picture, or he's always going to be able to come back whenever he wants. So I don't even want to damage him to the point that if me and my kid's father was to get back together, the first thing that he's going to be thinking if I go out of town for a weekend is, oh, I'm going out of town to see that nigga. That's the most toxic situation you can do. Why be in a relationship like that? So at this point, I'd rather just be celibate, which I am. I've been celibate since March. My goal is to go at least 2 years. That's what I'm saying. And don't get me wrong, because like this, and this is going to sound crazy, but me and my kid's father live together. We live in the house together, but we live in Florida, and the rent down here is fucking crazy high. I'm sorry, at this point, we are forced to co-parent. It is what it is. Until I get where I need to be as far as my new job, because my new job is definitely about to have me pretty much living on my own soon with my 3 kids, and I'm okay with that, because me and him definitely need to, one, boundaries, because every now and then my kid's father like to try his hand, and it kind of annoys me, because it's like, yo, you don't have no respect for my space. When I'm telling you don't do a certain thing or don't try a certain thing, and you do it because you feel like, oh, well, we live together, or you're my baby mom. Like, okay, you feel what I'm saying? Just because I'm your kid's mom don't mean you get entitlement to me or my body. So if I ask you not to touch me, or if I ask you not to say something crazy to me, I respect that you would respect that about me. You feel what I'm saying? Because if I'm talking to somebody, like for instance, when me and homeboy was dealing with each other, I was locked in with him. Mind you, he had his situation, but I was locked in with him. It was nobody else. I ain't give a fuck about nobody else. I ain't care. So he would try his hand. My kid's father would try his hand. That's what I'm saying, Chaos. Like, I love my kid's father to death. I'll go to bat for my kid's father because that's my kid's father. But as far as sexual, as far as dating, none of that. That shit's a wrap. That shit was over years ago. And the only reason why we are able to live in the same home is because I know what it was like to live in a separated home with mom and dad. And the shit was wild. I was wild. You feel what I'm saying? So I want them to have a 2-parent household. But now it's at this point, it's like, is having this 2-parent household more toxic because we're not together, because we're constantly kind of at it sometimes? Is it better for me to just not be with him at all, not be in the household with him at all, so they can see, one, okay, mommy's out here really loving on herself, daddy's out here doing what he needs to do? Because I also feel at the same time, my kid's father is very dependent on me, because I'm one of them people, I won't give up on you. You feel what I'm saying? So when it comes to making sure he had a roof over his head, I did that. When it comes to making sure we have a car, I do that. When it comes to shit like that, like I hate to say I'm the more responsible one, but I'm the one who gets shit done. Like, until it gets to the point where I'll kind of like slack just to see if he gonna pick up where I'm slacking at. Because how are we doing this if I can't depend on you when I fall short? You feel what I'm saying? And the moment shit go bad, you like to throw shit in my face. I can't deal with that. I can't deal with that. That's how I know me and him could never be together. I'm glad it's Sunday and I ain't gotta go to work. But I can never hate him. That's what I feel at this point. He got to be on his own. I need to be on my own. For one, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to have a successful, healthy relationship of my own in the future if I'm still living with my kid's dad, because nobody is going to trust that I am really one of them baby moms. My baby father do not have access to me. Not like that. Like, we are literally in the same household because bills is high as fuck. And our kids, until they get a little older and understand, but like, it's really my youngest at this point. Because now my twins is already like, well, mommy don't even like daddy like that. Like, they don't kiss, they don't hug, they don't cuddle. You don't see them laid up on each other. None of that. We are the most opposite of opposites. We sleep at opposite sides. He works overnight. I work during the daytime. So when I'm sleeping in bed, he's going at work. When he's sleeping in bed, I'm up at work. Or if he comes home early, I'm up at the gym. We just don't, as far as this, it don't happen. We're more like this because that's my dog. But it's not what a lot of people think. People tend to think, oh, if he lived with his baby mom, they still smashing. You some motherfucking lie. Baby, I love being celibate. Let's be real. Don't get me wrong. Do I miss it? Absolutely. But not missing enough that I'm going to go back to something. For one, I'm not sexually attracted to my kid's father anymore at all. So if I'm not sexually attracted to him, how the fuck am I going to have sex with him? That don't work like that. You feel what I'm saying? For a woman, I'm a grown-ass woman. Let's be real. For me to be turned on, I have to be sexually attracted to you. And when I say sexually attracted to you, I don't mean by your looks. I mean your mentality, how you carry yourself, what's the energy you bring. Which is why Old Bull used to, he could have me anyway, every way, because he carried himself like that. You feel what I'm saying? He knew he was him. So because it never second guessed itself, never was like unsure about himself. You feel what I'm saying? When he presented to me anyway, I've never seen him not be confident. I've never seen him not be like, I'm him, bitch. Like, the fuck? I've never seen him not that way. So that confidence to me is the biggest turn on. Like, when you just know you that guy, that to me is the biggest turn on ever. It's not about how you look. It's not about what you're wearing. It's about how you carry yourself and how your confidence peaks. If you present yourself like, yo, I'm unfuckwittable, to me, that is the sexiest shit ever. Don't get me wrong. I love an ego, right? I don't like a narcissist. It's a difference. I don't want somebody who feel like they don't need nobody or they gaslight you to feel like, you know what I mean? But I love a man with confidence. I love a man who can, first of all, I know how to submit. And I don't mean just sexually. I know how to be submissive. You tell me sit my ass down, don't say nothing, be quiet, let you handle it, I will. Yes, daddy. I'm one of them. I know how to be submissive. So shout out to my ex, because that was all him too. Because if I'm being honest, I did not used to be one of those girls. Because again, I grew up with a mama who would put her hands on niggas. You feel what I'm saying? My mama would beat niggas up. Like, my grandma was throwing hot fish grease on my grandfather. Like, I come from a very toxic, masculine line of females that don't take shit. So when I met Bull, for one, he just turned me out all kinds of ways. But then as we got older and I really started to listen to him, and granted, there was certain things I didn't. I still had to learn once we was done. But when I finally did learn to really submit to him, and it took for him to get me to submit sexually at first, I'm not gonna lie, but after that it became so easy for me to be timid around him. Like, I'm a loud, outspoken person. Like, I'm a very rambunctious, I just talk crazy, right? But when I get around him, I just want to be ladylike. I want to let him lead. I want to watch him, take care of business and stuff like that. Like, that's that. And I realize that's the kind of wife I want to be. I want to be the wife who allows my man to lead me to where we're going. You feel what I'm saying? And it took me a while to realize that. So now that he's gone, I'm like, okay, even though he's gone, exactly. And I didn't know that. I felt like whoever was going to take the lead. But my ex best friend, my ex love, he showed me a man. You feel what I'm saying? I don't think I've ever had that before. He showed me a man, and even though he fell short sometimes too, he showed me what it was like to allow a man to lead. And every time, and this is the funny part, every time I actually did sit back and let him lead, life got better for me. It was when I started being on my bullshit, right? I'm unaccepting of what he's trying to teach me, or I'm unaccepting of what he's trying to show me. I'm unaccepting of his plan and the way we're supposed to lead, the way he's supposed to lead. That's when the shit started going bad. We would get into it, we arguing, we fighting, and it just didn't make any sense. Man, don't get me wrong, he had flaws. I ain't gonna make it seem like he was this perfect man and I was just this fucked up individual, because at the end of the day, he had his flaws. But when it came to the passion he had for me, exactly. When it came to the passion he had for me, and I was too blind at the time to see it. I used to always say, oh, you don't love me? Yes, he did. He loved the fuck out of you. But your stupid ass couldn't see it because you was expecting him to love you the way you loved him. And there was a difference. The way he loved me, he wanted to see better for me. He always tried to encourage me to be better. First of all, he is the first man to ever make me feel beautiful and sexy. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody always told me, oh, I'm pretty for a big girl. Him made me feel sexy. He made me feel sexy. He was like, yo, nah, fuck that pretty for a big girl shit, baby. You sexy as fuck. You feel what I'm saying? Here, put this lingerie on. Let me see what you look like. Shine it up for me. Throw it, you know what I mean? Let's go out together. Here, wear this. I want you to wear this. Look like this. Boom. Made me feel good about my motherfucking self. I ain't never, ever had a man do that before. And yet I took advantage of that. I took advantage of that. If he ever catches this live, I just want you to know that I apologize for not seeing. I appreciate that chaos. Nah, I just, you know what I mean? I did lack self-confidence when I was younger. And he, like I said, he helped me see it. Now I just see it automatically. Like, hey, bitch, I'm cute. But not egotistical. Like, I'm just, bitch, I'm cute. And if I want to, I damn right I can be sexy. You feel what I'm saying? But before I didn't have that confidence. So I will say to him, if you ever catch this live, I apologize to you for allowing my ego, which was clearly bruised, to not listen to you and trying to manipulate you. I understand now what love bombing is, and I understand how you felt that, because I was love bombing you. I was trying to manipulate you into loving me, and I didn't even realize that you already were loving me in your own way. I just wish there were some things I would go back and change, and I think you know what things I would change, but I just want to say I thank you as well as appreciate you for falling back when you did to help me see what I needed to do to better myself. So if you're watching this, if you see this, I don't expect you to text me, call me. I don't even expect you to comment. I don't expect none of that. I just want you to understand that I appreciate you. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. And honestly, Chaos, I don't expect to hear from him. And I respect that. I just need to know if he ever, because somehow, some way, he always sees what I be doing. So And I think that's that love. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, I can't fuck with you, but I'm always going to love you. I'm always going to make sure you straight and you got what you need. But just like, I can't fuck with you. And I get that and I respect that. So, it's time to get this motherfucking workout in, though. I've been talking to y'all longer than I said I would be. So I'm about to go in here and go to the gym. I'll be back on here later. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. Thank you to everybody who hit the likes. I'm going to try to get on here later and get some more likes. We're going to talk girl shit a little bit later. But I love y'all. Y'all having a great day on motherfucking purpose because I said so.